Do you want to know how the calm down spot should look with young children? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about the calm down spot. In this video, we're going to be talking about calm down spots, why and when to use the calm down spots. We're going to talk a little bit about trigger spots, what that means, and how to actually implement using the calm down spot at your house. So who uses the calm down spot? Usually little tiny children. For sure, little toddlers are going to probably have an experience on the calm down spot, but you can use a calm down spot as a regular trigger spot for calmness for children ages 6 and younger. By the time they get 7 years old, we really need to be transitioning into something that we call the rule of 3. I'm not going to talk about that here because that's covered in other places, but you can definitely find more information on this channel and on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. Now, I am going to attempt to do as much training as I can on the calm down spot right now. Although I could train on this for an entire hour, and this is not going to be an hour video, so there could be some gaps or holes, but I'm going to try to do the best that I can. What you need to know about the calm down spot is that it's not a negative consequence. There are some people that think the calm down spot is the same as a timeout. That is not true. Timeout is when you say you have to be separated from us for a certain period of time. So you go over there and I'm going to start a timer. Now, whether the child is happy, sad, calm, or angry, by the time that time is done, they can get off of the timeout spot because that was just their consequence. The calm down spot is not a consequence. It is a trigger spot. It is the place where they are triggered to get calm so that they can do all 5 steps of following an instruction. So these books here are some of the top sellers at teachingselfgovernment.com. These children's books each teach one of the 4 basic skills. This book here teaches a lot about calm down spot and corrections and stuff like that. But this red book right here, London LaRae Says Okay, teaches the skill following instructions. So when a child follows instructions, then you're able to actually parent them. But if they will not follow instructions, then they are what we call out of instructional control. Now, when an older child is out of instructional control, then in here I teach about how to do an intensive teaching technique called the rule of 3. But I also say that when the child is littler, when they're young, and their prefrontal cortex is much smaller, then it's sometimes helpful to just have a trigger spot for calmness. So if they won't do the 5 steps of following instructions, which are to look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back. They have to do all 5. They have to be able to even have a calm face, voice, and body. If they can't do all of those, they can't make it off the trigger spot yet. So it's a place where they just go to remember they have to choose to be calm. But as soon as they can do all 5 of those steps of following an instruction, which we usually practice by having them do some deep breaths, they say okay, do the deep breaths, and then check back with you. If they can do that, then we know that they can get off of the calm down spot, talk about the situation that occurred, and then go and accept their extra chore or negative consequence. So earning an extra chore is actually their negative consequence, not the calm down spot. In fact, if they get calm on the way to the calm down spot, they don't even have to go there. I always make sure to teach my children that so that they know when we're going to the calm down spot that they can take a deep breath and say, okay, Mom, I'm calm. Now, why would they say okay? Because okay is one of the things they have to say when they're following an instruction. So if they can say okay, then that's the sign that I know that they're ready to follow instructions. So then I'll praise them, not take them to the calm down spot, and then we'll just do a simple correction. The only reason a person would need to go to the calm down spot is if they won't accept a correction from their parent. Like when the correction's done, they're not calm, or they don't do whatever consequence it was that they have earned, or they don't check back, or they do it in a manipulative, slow, lazy, or attention-seeking way, then we know they're really not calm, they're just controlling and manipulating, and we need to make sure that they get all the way calm and ready to do all 5 of those steps before they get the opportunity to get corrected and accept their negative consequence. Now, if you've already subscribed to this channel, I'm pretty sure you have heard the definition of self-government by now. When a person is self-governing, this means they can give themselves instructions. They can give themselves no answers. They can give themselves corrections even, and disagree appropriately. Even little children can start to do these things. Just the other day, my grandchild was visiting my house, and she was taking all of my magnets on my magnet board. So everywhere we go, we collect a magnet. We have this huge board of magnets. She was taking them and moving them over to the garage door because it's metal and they stick. And she thought that was really fun. So then I told her, "Oh, Clara, that's a no answer. Those aren't toys. We don't get to play with those. We need to keep them over here on the board." And so then she looked at the board and she said, "Clara, no touch that. I can't use that one. I can't use that one either." I said, "You're right, Clara, because those are no answers." "That's right, no answers," she told herself. And then she walked away. A little while later, she came over and she looked at the board and she said, "Nini," because that's what she calls me, "Nini, can I look at the magnets but not touch them?" I said, "Yes, you can look at them but can't touch them." She said, "Okay." And she looked at them. But she reminded herself, she even told herself, "No, I'm not going to touch them, but I am going to ask my grandma if I can look at them." It was super cute. She's 2 years old, and she already was giving herself a no answer because of all the great training that her mother and father have done. There is a learning curve on the calm down spot. So at first, you're going to take your child to a calm down spot, and they could go ballistic, like out of control, and try to run away and hit and scream because they're used to power struggling with you. So ideally what you do is you pre-teach ahead of time what it's going to be like. You have somebody else show how to go there, get calm, and then you can talk about it and it will all be better. So you teach them ahead of time that it's a place to get calm by showing them maybe a teddy bear goes to the calm down spot. Maybe daddy goes to the calm down spot and mommy talks to daddy. You know, you do this little example in front of the child so that they know. But there still will be a moment where they fight, where they wonder, if I use my midbrain, my emotional brain, or my back brain, can I win this? Can I beat this? The answer is no, because it's a structure. Emotions don't win structure. That's just how it happens. When something is structured, you have to appeal to the structure in order to find your way through. You can't overshoot it by using emotions. The child learns over time, okay, now mommy's holding me here, gently, of course, always gently, and telling them, "Do you want me to hold you there?" "No, I don't." "Okay, well then you need to say okay, and you need to be able to sit here. And then as soon as you're calm and you can take a deep breath, then you can get off the calm down spot and we can talk about it. We can have a high five and a hug, and we can talk about it." That's what you have to tell them so that they know in the future you keep pointing them in that forward direction. And so they'll push and push, and then they'll go, "No, I think I'll just go ahead and get calm at the calm down spot. Now I'll get calm on my way to the calm down spot. Now occasionally I'm going to go to that calm down spot and have a fit, and then I won't." That's just how it goes when they're toddlers, when they're little. Once they hit about age 3 and 4, they're like, I really don't need to go to the calm down spot as much anymore. And so then it's more rare that it happens. If your child is older and the calm down spot seems to be turning into a fight, which it absolutely should not be, if it does, then it could be that your child is ready for a modified rule of 3, which is something I talk about on my TSG parenting course. There are so many more things that I could share you about the calm down spot, but that hopefully at least gives you a start, something to start working with. Be sure to teach all of those 4 basic skills, teach them how you'll correct them, praise them, pre-teach them, and pre-teach the calm down spot too, and then get going. Use those books to help train the children and get more training on the TSG parenting course, or maybe ask me questions on the TSG support group, which you can find on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com.